Well. I'm sure you're wondering, another car review? It's been a minute. Yes, you guessed right, it's been a minute. This year I promise to be more focused, and to start off the year with my first car review on the channel is the none other than the Mahindra Karoo pickup Storm. What you're seeing in front of the screen now is one of my Mahindra special editions, and the derivatives look like that: the Dusk, the Dew, the Storm, and the Dawn. They all come with different features. Some come bearing some roof racks, some have some roller cages at the back, and some don't. But today we're going to be focusing on the Karoo Storm. The Karoo Storm is very much hard to miss. I spent the whole entire December and the most parts of January with this car. I was fortunate enough to get Mahindra to give me this car for the festive season, and I must say the car really had a bit of work at home. My mother being one of the people that said to me, let's use this car a bit. As you can see in front of the screen there, I helped to go get a new door, and that also gives you an idea of how much the load bay looks like. But anyway, let's focus on the front. The car looks very much rugged. Mahindra did not hold back with the ruggedness. What you see in front of you there is a steel bumper. You've got a bit of LED fog lights down there. They look very small, but trust me, they are very bright. Also, you got some projectors in on lights up there. Unfortunately, they're not those adaptive ones. I haven't seen much of those in buggies behind, I think, besides the Ranger. Nothing around this car says soft. Everything says ruggedness. You can see the size of the tires, those all-terrain tires that they have been installed there. They've got the M-Hawk logo on the side because under the hood we've got a 2.2 liter diesel engine that produces 103 kilowatts and 320 newtons. Yes, you've got the Karoo Storm logo there on the side. Also, I must mention this buggy, wherever I went, people wanted to just have a look inside. They wanted to ask me, where was this car all along? We don't see much of them on the road. Hopefully by now they'll start seeing some of the road. What you saw there was the side step. I think it was on the P series where I missed the side step, but on this car, luckily Mahindra did not hold back and they gave us the side step, which I really think that is quite important, because how are you getting onto such a huge truck without a side step? That is another side step at the back on a steel bumper. This is a proper steel bumper, guys. If someone comes and bumps you at the back, I can tell you now they're going to have big problems, because you're not going to fix your car. They're going to fix your car. You'll be pleased to know that we've got a reverse camera here at the back, and it's quite clear. I really quite enjoyed the graphics. They were not lagging or anything like that. They were very cool. Here at the back, you got a sticker that says pickup. Also, you've got tail lights. They're not LED, but I'm not complaining, so I'm pretty cool with that. Halogen lights, but I'm not complaining. It's a rugged car. I must say that in some of the cars that I've been in, I've complained about the tail lights, but it also has to do with the looks. With the looks of the way this car looks, I'm not mad at it. They don't have that automatic roller shutter where you press the button and it closes by itself, but they've got this traditional, material, leather material that they used on this cover. I'm not mad at it because it was very useful when we loaded stuff that did not entirely cover the whole entire thing, because you could also adjust how much you want from it. This normal tailgate, they also added like a little hole there, or like a little small compartment with screws that you can open up if any of your stuff there gets stuck, or maybe your mechanism or the camera needs fixing or anything like that. Hopefully you won't be able to, but if you need to, then you got that. The side profile of the car looks like that. Like I said, you can never miss this car. Like, it doesn't matter what angle you look at it from, you can never miss it. This car screams, take me to the woods, take me camping, take me farming, There's nothing that says about this car, this is soft. This is none of the soft cars. I must say, I was quite pleased with how Mahindra decided to elevate this car, because I haven't been in most of their cars, but I must say this elevation that they did on this car gives me a bit of a hope with Mahindra vehicles. And I must mention it's got a 34-degree approach angle, which I think is very good when you're approaching either pavements or you went safari. You can expect that what I'm pointing and knocking on there is not steel, but it's plastic. But I'm quite pleased with that sort of plastic because then it's probably going to be easy to replace should you go, I don't know, camping or you go hunting or you decide to go into the woods with this car, then you damage one of those. They're not going to be hard to replace. They look they're not made from hard material. Okay, for the inside. Number one, we've got an infotainment display there, which has a little map and a ball there, which you can rotate. And I noticed that also if you double click on the screen, it zooms into the map that you want to view or the location or the area you want to view, which I think is pretty cool. Should you not have internet, then you've got maps in the car that you can use. Maybe should you find yourself in the woods and you don't know how to navigate around the place, then you know what to do. Then you can just click on the map. The one thing I didn't like much about this was that you needed to wait a bit when you start the vehicle. When you get into the vehicle and you're connecting your phone, you need to wait a bit for your CarPlay to load up. I thought that was a bit of a flaw, and I think Mahindra should work on that. So both your Android Auto and your Apple CarPlay take a bit of a while. Sometimes it doesn't take a while, but in more often than not, I would start the car and I would wait maybe 5 minutes or start driving. Then you'll see the CarPlay coming up. So what you're seeing in front of you here is the point of view or the POV of the vehicle from the driver's seat. You've got your multifunctional steering wheel there. You've got your infotainment area. But I must mention also, guys, that the car is one of the very few cars where you can see the bonnet when you're driving. You've got your sunglass compartment up there. So you've got your sun visor there. Unfortunately, it's not one of those extending ones, but also unfortunately, you don't have a mirror. But for the passenger princess on your left, fortunately, they do have a little mirror where they can see themselves. Believe it or not, this seems like a very small thing, but some people, this is a really big thing. Yeah. This particular vehicle came in automatic, so you've got this lever here that you can use to shift between gears. The car can also be driven in manual mode because there's plus sign and minus. I actually tried to use it, but I can tell you now, there will be absolutely no need for you to start using that. The car is completely fine on automatic. So what else do you have here in the middle? The handbrake is the typical pull me up type of handbrake, the stick one. And you've got your modes control here where you can drive car in 2 high, 4 low, 4 high, but you're definitely never going to need 4 high if you're driving in city or if you're not going off-road. The 2 high functionality is it's good. It's good enough to carry you around with passengers, but probably maybe if you're pulling something, maybe a trailer, you can maybe switch into the 4 high mode. But the 2 high is definitely I've never had to switch to the 4 high mode. Yeah, perfect. The air vents are there. The screen is not digital, it's very much analog, very much basic, so there's nothing super special about it, but it gets the job done. These graphics these days, the cars that come with digital displays, they can get pretty destructive. Now you get a huge screen in front of you, now you have to focus on the road, you want to fiddle into the screen, you want something there, it's out there. No, what I like about this is that you've got your temperature controls up here. So you've got your knobs, you've got your real buttons that you can use. The car obviously does come with hill descent control. You can just click there and you'll activate your hill descent control, and your wipers and all the other stuff around your steering wheel. But I pretty like it, very much so. The sound system is not amazing, but I must say that it still does get the job done. So if you buy one and you feel like upgrading the system, I'm sure the aftermarket guys can help you with that. Yeah, the one thing that really stood out for me as a minus that I thought Mahindra could improve on was cup holders. I wish this car had cup holders up here, so somewhere here, because I'm driving a bike and very much up high. I can't be continuing to go down to reach for my power rate down there. I would love cup holders somewhere there, ideally on the right, so maybe somewhere on that right. Or where you see that little silver thing there, that silver thing should have been where the cup holders are. So I don't know in other countries if that's the case, but that looked like what cup holders should look like. So you do have cup holders down here, and for the people at the back, I don't know if these are supposed to be cup holders, but we'll explore that when we're in the back seat. But yeah, I think that should have been something they've done. This is a test car, so it does not have window tint. For many other reasons, maybe a client wouldn't want it to come with window tint and many other stuff. But so far, that is the one thing that I did not like about the cabin, or the in-driving cabin. You pretty much sit up high when you're in this car. And when I say sit up high, I mean you could literally see the bonnet. In most cars, you can't see the bonnet. This is what you see. This is what you see when you're in most cars. But when you're in this car, you can see the bonnet. So one of the things that I really like about this car is that I can see the bonnet. I can see how up high I am. And I think that is such a cool plus. The car does not come with keyless entry or one of those keys where you carry in your pocket. You literally need to insert the key, take out the key and put it in there when you want to start the car. The super nice thing about that thing is at night, the ignition ring, or where you put the key, it's illuminated, so it lights up at night. So you won't be able to miss it. You'll see exactly what it is, how it looks like. You've got your Karoo sign embroidered on the headrest. The seats are proper leather. This is very convincing. I really like this. The armrests are unlike some of the armrests you've seen. This is the armrest. This is the armrest. And trust me, it works out super fine. Because when I'm sitting on the chair like that, I can easily rest my arm. If I want to hold the steering wheel, I can still hold my steering wheel like that. And then, so yeah, that's the armrest, and it can get up. If you carrying someone of a much more bigger size, it can be lifted up so you can give them a bit of room that side. I think that is very cool. Leather. The dashboard is super plastic. This plastic, that's how it sounds like. It's very much plastic, but like I said, with the ruggedness that you've seen in outside the car, it's pretty much continued on the inside, because there's not much that you're seeing that you would expect to have like a modern feature in here when the car looks how it looks like on the outside. Maybe in some other countries, or when they release more models, we might have that. So there we go. Finally, the Apple CarPlay pops up. So when you want to play your music using Apple CarPlay, it will definitely show you something like that. So when you click there, ways you can set up your maps, music will play however you wish. I was listening to radio because I'm getting old. And then yeah, if you want to play music, you can do that. La Tugzin. Let's see. So yeah, all your music will appear there, playlists and whatnot. So your typical CarPlay stuff. So yeah, that is what you should expect when you're sitting in the front cabin. Unfortunately, there is only one USB port in this car in the front. The one USB port sits right there, down there. So that's where you see the USB port there. And if you want additional stuff, then I guess you will have to buy one of those aftermarket ones, those 12 volt ones that you can plug in here into the socket. And yeah, do that. There's a little tray here which can also act as cup holders, but it's very much finicky, and it's a bit, this is very glossy for it to hold, but I guess it does something. So you've got one, then you've got two there. These are your apparent front cup holders. So yeah, that is that. You've got a multifunctional steering wheel, so you don't only use the steering wheel to turn, but you can also change the source of your music or whatever you want to do there. You've got your volume controls, you've got a mute button. Guys, I can't express how important it is to have a mute button onto the steering wheel. Lowering the volume or trying to quickly go into the radio there to lower your volume, I'm not a big fan of that. Give me a button, quickly press it, someone is talking to me on the outside, or I don't know, yeah, but something is happening, I am able to do that. Obviously your phone controls are there, your cruise controls, which I actually did test, and it worked perfectly fine. I'm not mad at it. It's very, very cool. You've got your light switch here. So this light switch that you're seeing there here is for you to adjust your headlights, which I really think is very cool. I used it. It's very, very cool. So you can adjust your lights. For a car that's as big as this, I would say that try keep your lights at the lowest, because you are already coming in high in a car like this. So if you're driving behind someone, it looks like you got your bright lights on because the car is already high, so they can see you on the rear view mirror to say, why is this person driving so close to me? So yeah, so the car does not have a side door bin. The door bin is literally that, and that is very, very tiny. And when I say very tiny, I mean you can't even fit a bottle in there. So I wouldn't call that a door bin. In the middle here, you don't have a storage bin either. This is your only storage bin on the side there where the bottle is, I would assume. So yeah. So the backseat view from the front. This is how your kids and your passengers are gonna look like from the back, from the front view. POV. Nice easy close. Please don't bang the doors. So this is the back view. This is what you see when you're sitting in the back seat. I think first thing to mention before we go far is that, again, cup holders, guys. Cup holders. You got two cup holders here at the back. Let me see if I can use my bottle there to... It looks like these are cup holders, but I don't know the practicality of putting them like that, if it will work. I don't know, you tell me. This is literally my view looking it down. I think this could have easily been shifted up to face up. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, even if you try to put two there, they still don't look the best. So yeah, I think Mahindra cup holders wouldn't be such a bad idea. Yeah, so this is the view from the back. You've got the little pocket at the back, which I think looks very ideal, especially when you're traveling. You can throw in some snacks in there and whatever for your passengers here at the back. You would be pleased to know that the car does have a little armrest there, but they could have easily threw in two cup holders there, but they did not. Didn't like that, Mahindra. But again, you make up for the ruggedness that we're seeing on the outside. So the interior, I'll give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The interior. You got speakers that are visible there, right there in the roof. Because they're not poking out, but you can see them. So when you're riding from the back, you can literally hear the music very nice. And yeah, you've got this. Can someone explain what this is? Is it for your snacks? Is it where you put your, I don't know, your chocolate bar or whatever? But you would be pleased to know that if you're not happy with that sort of cup holder, you can place it in there. This is very nice. Yeah, it's easy to reach even when you're sitting there. Put them in. I think it's very cool. Yeah, so even here at the back, it's plastic door panels. Luckily the windows are electric, the whole entire car. So leg room. The seat in front of me here is not entirely all the way to the front. I tried to make it as practical as possible, but yeah, this is about it. This is just about the leg room you need. So for someone who's a bit taller, you will probably hit the seat just a bit, or you can just adjust it and put it in the front. I'm not the tallest person in the room, but for taller people, it will be very interesting to see. But the height, I'm telling you, they gave you proper height, eh? You shouldn't be worried too much about the height. Look at that. Yes, I'm not the tallest person in the room, but look at that height there. It's big. It's big enough, so I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Come on, I just can't get enough of this front. It just looks simply amazing, and it says, let's go rough. So, the main order of the day, for you to get your hands on this, you will need 643,099 to drive away with the Mahindra pickup Karoo Storm. Like I said, Mahindra has a variety of other derivatives around this, and these are some of them. Go to the Mahindra website in your country to see some of the offerings they have. Like I mentioned, there's a couple of big features that Mahindra came up with on this car versus the previous or the other Mahindra derivatives when it comes to the pickup. So the Bundu gear that you're seeing in front and steel bumpers is a big takeout for me. I'll give that a 10 out of 10 for Mahindra for doing that. And I must say thank you so much, Mahindra, for lending me this car for the festive season. It really went a long way for me. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Sharp. Thank you. So as a bonus, I've attached some pictures that I took over the festive season of the car. So here's like a 30-second slideshow, followed by an Instagram reel that I posted. Enjoy.
Introducing the Mahindra Special Edition Storm. You heard that right, Special Edition. The ultimate off-road was my companion this December, and I enjoyed myself. Under the hood, we've got a 2.2-litre M-Hawk diesel engine, delivering 103 kilowatts and 320 newtons of torque. Equipped with the rugged steel bumpers, powerful LED fog lamps, xenon lights, all-terrain tires, the pickup Storm is built to handle the roughest environments with ease. Slide into a bit of luxury inside with the premium leather seats, and I was also connected very nicely with Apple CarPlay there. With the reverse camera also included, providing the added convenience and confidence you can maneuver effortlessly through the tight spots. All this and more just for $639,999. Clearly, Mahindra was very angry when they made this car. They needed to remind you and I that they should be included in the top 10 or even top 5 of some of the best bakkies in the country right now.